there, listeners. It's your annoyingly optimistic host here, bringing you another season of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Welcome to Season 2, Voicemails to Tim. Now, let's meet Tim. He's been running his own small business for almost 3 years now, and let's just say he's hit a bit of a rough patch. You know how it is. Sometimes you get so stuck, you make yourself busy and just avoid finding the real problems. Well, that's Tim. So as a good friend, I decided to leave him a daily voicemail, if I can't get hold of him, filled with nuggets of inspiration, insight and wisdom, and downright brilliant ideas to help get him unstuck. Every day, in just under 10 minutes, I'll share some tips, tricks, and a healthy dose of optimism to get Tim, and maybe even you, back on track. Because let's face it, we're all a little tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So here we go. Oh wait, never mind. Tim's being busy. Here's the voicemail I left him today. Hi Tim, me again. Hopefully you managed to catch my last 2 voicemails about being tired and in need of help. Because today I'm going to dive in to muddling along. Now, those first 2 I know resonated. You sent me a message and thank you for doing that. You know, that you could see yourself in this and you can see how you've inspired Tim as a framework and in order to put this in so that other people can hopefully benefit as well. So when you're tired, you feel a weight on you. Everything becomes more of a struggle. You lose some of that spark. In trying to fix that, you then start looking for help because you know you need help, but you don't know what help you need. You don't know where to turn. So you start scattergun approaching and kind of key big things which then don't work, don't seem applicable. You assume that's just your lack of understanding, which then adds to the pressure, which makes you more tired. So the third part of this, the muddling along, is almost it comes after the other 2, but it's almost akin to kind of not giving up, but it's akin to kind of when those 2 pressures build, you just kind of go and you just plod along. And another way of kind of describing it, which is a term that I heard years and years ago, and it's one that I still use every day, and it does apply, and it really kind of focuses this idea of muddling along, is that many people end up with a zombie business. Because what that means is, you know, typical kind of zombie film is you're staggering along, wobbling all over the place, pretty directionless, and you're already dead, but you haven't actually realized it yet. You know, and what this often manifests in is that you can pay the mortgage, you can pay your bills, you can get from month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. But at the end of the year, there's not really anything left. There's not really much tax to pay. You've just kind of scraped through. You're abundantly aware of the things that you couldn't afford this year, the things that you wanted to do that didn't do, and everything else. So it's, you know, it is that kind of muddling along. It is that there's no real momentum, there's no real forward push, there's no real growth. And I don't mean growth in terms of becoming bigger, but I mean growth in terms of what is it you want in your business, your profit purpose that we talked about before, so that you're working less hours, you're making less money, you are exciting your customers more, you're using your business to do whatever it is you want to do. But that's not happening. And again, money is always a key aspect to that. And one of the other symptoms of the muddling along, and again, this comes after you've delved into that help and it hasn't worked and it's added on to that tiredness pressure, you get to muddling along. And one of the key aspects of muddling along, apart from those things that I said about just struggling to get to the end of the year and then just doing it again and again and again, is we start to look for, in our desperation to cure this tiredness, to our dissatisfaction with not being able to find solutions for the things that we really want help with, we start chasing magic bullets. One of my pet peeves. We start chasing the latest quick trick. What button can I press in my business that just will change it and transform it? And so we move from chasing some of the big help things to just basically trying to find the smallest little time-consuming hack in inverted commas, that we think will suddenly change the course. And so we then invest time excitedly. It gives us a bit of a surge. Oh, look, how to change your business in 10 minutes, how to master, insert certain types of, marketing here in 15 minutes. We chase all these quick hits. What they do is they get us excited. They give us a clear, there's a 1, 2, 3 step here. It must be easy. Throw some money and time at it. And guess what? It doesn't work. And then you're right back to where you are, except you're a little poorer, both in time and money. And so you get back to muddling along. And this really, completes this vicious circle because that just makes you tired. It zaps you with energy because it was another thing that you've wasted time and money on. And that increases the pressure that you've got to make more money. You don't sleep as well because you're worrying about that. So then you look, I'll buy a book. I heard about this, I've heard about this person or whatever. And you just go round and round in this cycle. And this is something that Tim, you've enabled me to put a banner on this, shine a light at this in this idea of Tim, which is tired, in need of help and muddling along, because those are the three things. And they're almost the counterpoint. You know that the words you've heard me say a lot over the last couple of years, which come from my annoyingly optimistic view and the way I kind of approach things. And they are a rallying cry. But the problem with a rallying cry is that when you're feeling tired, in need of help and muddling along, someone jumping up and down excitedly with a rallying cry, immediately there's a disconnect there in terms of, they don't know what I'm dealing with. They don't know, that sounds really nice, but where I am is different. And so in order to kind of make you aware and make others aware that this tired, in need of help and muddling along, this is how most people are feeling as self-employed. It comes and goes. Some people are obviously very successful. Some people, that success comes and goes. But it is something that most self-employed people struggle with some of the time, a lot of the time, or all the time, depending on where they are with their business. And if you can identify that, then you can start making those changes. And the phrase, my rallying cry phrase, which you've heard me say before, which is the antithesis almost of Tim, which is worry less, make more, and be brilliant. And for me, that is all about reducing that worry by, having the right knowledge, the right things at your fingertips. Make more is about understanding what you really want out of your business and make more of that, whatever it might be. And everybody always wants a bit more money, but if you chase something more than that, you will get more money back from that. And be brilliant, because self-employed people like you, Tim, that have this passion and have started this business because of a real drive, you've got to keep hold of that. You've got to carry on being brilliant, because that's what got this started, and that's what will make this thing as amazing as it can be. So that's the kind of the rallying cry. But tired, in need of help and muddling along is so that you understand that's what most people are going through. That's how they're kind of seeing things. Not necessarily all of them. You can be in various kind of stages. But as soon as you identify with those, that's where a lot of the help and advice out there just doesn't quite help. You need the focused help. And again, that's what I'm dedicated myself to, is helping self-employed people to basically make these changes, to basically understand what they need to do to be less Tim, tired, in need of help and muddling along, and more Steve. Now, the next one voicemail I leave you will be talking through Steve and what that's actually about. Now, again, you can kind of see, because I've kind of set it up a little bit, but it's the start of a framework to basically start identifying some of these things, identifying some of the steps that you can take to actually reduce the feelings of tiredness, reduce the feel that you're in need of help, and reduce the feeling of that you're just muddling along. And by working through that, you can start to basically systematically be less Tim.
Unless, of course, like you, Tim, you are Tim, in which case be as much Tim as you like, but we'll be Steve as well. So I hope that has kind of put the last piece of the jigsaw together to understand what this muddling along, combining with in need of help, combined with the tiredness. And if you resonate with 1, 2, or 3 of those, then I'm here to help. And that's what I really, really want to get across to you by putting something that is dedicated to you. The help that I put there doesn't work for bigger businesses. It doesn't work for 5, 10, 15 employee businesses. It doesn't work for ones that want to expand and franchise. It doesn't mean it can't work for some of the individuals within that, but it's very, very much centered around the individual like you and the things that you can do to basically make that better. So I hope that's been helpful, Tim. And go back and listen to Tired, In Need of Help, and Muddling Along, this one. And next time, I'll be talking about Steve. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye, Tim.
And that's it for today's episode of Voicemails to Tim on the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Now remember, Tim might be busy, but we're all in this together. Whether you're tired, in need of help, or just muddling through, Tim is here for you because, well, Tim is you. Yes, you heard that right. Tim isn't just my friend, he's a reflection of all of us who are struggling to make it work. TIM stands for tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So if you're feeling like a Tim, you're not alone. For all those ambitious listeners, if you've got a burning business question, a quirky thought, or just want to see if you can leave an even weirder voicemail, head over to the website voicemailstotim.com, submit your question, and maybe, just maybe, you'll hear your idea in a future voicemail to Tim. So until then, stay annoyingly optimistic, keep pushing forward, and remember, if life gives you lemons, leave a voicemail about it.